that takes hundreds of boxes at a time. And that substantially cuts their FOB cost and substantially cuts the amount of time that it's going to take for them to ship stuff. And that's an important aspect with perishable goods. And so after it arrives at the facilities, whether it be the distribution centers or the franchise themselves, another big component is inventory management. The products have to be available to meet the demand that they're going to have, but they also can't be there so early that they're going to expire before they're demanded. So Wendy's has to use a just-in-time inventory system. They require all of their managers to go through a training system that teaches them how to use their individual inventory system. Unfortunately, Wendy's doesn't allow all that information out to the public. It is a private information. But another interesting side of their inventory management that is public that I found was it's not related to the food products itself, but the machinery. So Wendy's had been dealing with some issues of machines breaking down and them not being ready essentially for the machines to break down. So they partnered up with a company called Town, and they created an automated system to keep track of the inventory of their machine. And so what happens is every time a machine is used, they put it in a log that machine was used, and that log is in a database that's connected to Town's database as well. And so within that database, it keeps track of what the expected life of each machine part's going to be. Once a certain number of uses has happened, it automatically logs it into Town. It orders the part that's going to need to be replaced and ships that to Wendy's before the product ever breaks down. So when this product arrives at Wendy's, since the machine hasn't broken down yet, they replace it with somewhat of ease, and it just keeps bubbles from happening. So instead of having to wait until a part is sent in to continue to use the machine, you just switch it out and then go right ahead with using the machine. They found that this has cut time drastically down and also cut down cost related to bubbles. Now, as we talked about in the mission statement, the focus isn't just on food quality, as all of those elements we just mentioned we're focusing on. They also focus on service quality. And so Wendy's believes that training and treating their employees properly is an essential element to have a high service quality. And so they're among those who believe that if you treat your employees with respect, they're going to treat your customers with respect, which is going to have a higher customer satisfaction, and you'll have a higher customer retention because of that. And so it's the goal to make all of their employees, no matter how lowly they are or how lowly they seem, to feel like they're an important part of the Wendy's team. And they believe this is going to lead to their profit and lead to their growth maximization. So Wendy's has a few different positions, and the lowliest of them all, I guess you would say, is the crew member. And the crew member is just your average worker at a Wendy's location. And after that, a cool thing that they do with their crew members is they make them a part of the team. So there is a team structure within each organization. But there also is they do have the ability to move into higher level positions. So that way they don't feel like they're stuck in this lowly position, but they have the opportunity to grow. So the next position is managers, and managers' job is to basically make sure that the customer is satisfied. So make sure that the store is going to be clean, the customer is getting what they ordered, and the food quality is what it's supposed to be. The next position up is the general manager. The general manager's job is to put together the long-term plan for the individual franchises. And this plan is supposed to basically meet the growth and demand that they want, while also implementing the corporate standards into the franchise. So basically, their job is to tie the corporate goals with the individual store goals and make them both work together. But they also have another position called the training manager. And the training manager's job is to focus on training the new employees on specific techniques and processes that are supposed to happen. But they don't just stop by training them. They continue to watch and make sure that employees are following the right processes. And then they also put together training schedules so that, or not training schedules, excuse me, they put together work schedules so that way the employees who more know what they're doing are tied with employees who don't know as much, so that way the basically you'll have an efficient work day. You'll never have new employees all by themselves. And so the cool thing about there being multiple levels of management within each organization or within each franchise is it creates a lot of accountability. And so there's 3 managers who are all holding each other accountable, and they also have employees who are holding them accountable. And I think that this ensures a higher quality of service altogether through doing this. As I mentioned before, Wendy's is in the process of transforming their brand, and they're trying to focus on the millennial generation. And so they're creating that new building that I showed you earlier. And that design, it has cool elements like flat screen TVs, Wi-Fi, automated menus, and that kind of thing, and even outdoor seating. But they didn't just stop right there with their rebranding. They also created new marketing campaigns using social media, customer involvement, and the new face of Wendy's, who they have called a Red, or I guess people have called Red. And so their social media campaign was really, really genius in my opinion. One thing that they did is, as soon as they removed the temporary pretzel burger, they created a campaign type people would get on Twitter and they would type hashtag bring it back. And after they typed bring it back, they were allowed to, basically they put together a message that they wanted. So if they thought the pretzel burger was the best sandwich that's ever been made, they would type that after bring it back. And they told their customers that they were going to have a few famous musicians basically take some of the tweets that were sent out and write a song off of those tweets. And so they did that, and some famous musicians had put together songs all about the pretzel burger based off of some customers' tweets. And so the customers really got to get involved in the marketing process. They got to get involved in, on the one side of it, showing how much the product was actually liked, so the corporation could know whether to continue or discontinue the product. But they also got to bring their friends and bring their their followers into the Wendy's organization. But the millennial generation isn't one who just likes snazzy buildings and entertaining marketing campaigns. While those are important to them, they really like innovative products, and Wendy's has been striving regularly to create